Hello there, I'm Leon Conrad. Welcome to this third in a series of 3 videos looking at sound and the effect of sound in writing. In the first video we looked at the top level patterns in sound that are easily spotted. In the second video we looked at a more fundamental level of sound patterns, rhythm. And in this video we're going even deeper, to a level that many creative writing manuals or primers or series of exercises don't cover. And I want to share my love of the depth of this level with you in this third video. We're going to be covering voluptuous vowels and comely consonants. But if you've been listening carefully to what I've been saying previously, you'll probably think, what's the rhythm of that? Da-da-da-da-dow da Dun-de-Dun-da-da. Is that the right order? What if I switched it round? Comely consonants and voluptuous vowels. Doesn't that draw you in more? That's the kind of process I do as an editor when I'm looking at my work and thinking, what's the rhythmic pattern to it? And sometimes it will suggest a different way of putting things that just flows better. It's something I recommend you look at and do in your own writing. Now, when it comes to vowels and consonants, they are the building blocks of syllables. For a syllable is a consonant-vowel consonant cluster. I say more about that in my book. But I'd like to look at vowels. There are 5 standard vowels in the English language: A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U in their pure form, and we talk about Y being a half vowel. Y. And it's important to distinguish between letters A, E, I, O, U, Y and the vowel sounds. There are about 16 vowel sounds in English that they signify, or combinations of them signify. And vowel sounds can come singly, or in diphthongs or triphthongs. Vowels go very deep. And they are made without voice necessarily. They're all to do with the shape of your mouth. And I can even do it without moving my lips much. It's all to do with the tongue position. Why is it that in Latin carols there's a reference to people going Eeyore, Eeyore? I know it sounds like a donkey braying, but there's more to it than that. In the first vowel, E, your tongue is at the highest position, or is at one of the lowest positions. So it's as if that sound covers the full gamut of the movement from top to bottom. We also find that in the alphabet, when people refer to God as being, or Christ being, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last letters in the Greek alphabet. And we see that come into our language in modern times very, very deeply. Yo! Isn't that a modern equivalent of Eeyore? Think about it. This kind of stuff, if you're interested in looking into it, comes in with books like Jocelyn Godwin's The Mystery of the 7 Vowels, or Juan Acevedo's Alphanumeric Cosmology from Greek into Arabic, where he looks at the relationships, the traditional relationships between numbers and letters, and how they were seen as elements, basic building blocks of creation. And one of the terms he uses or refers to them as how people see them is dancey. And anyone who calls vowels and consonants dancey has a lot of respect from me. But vowels and consonants work together, almost like a Mercurian caduceus, where they form the two snakes of the dynamic movement that circle the central staff, very Mercurian. And we come to consonants now. Consonants come in different types, and one of the ways of distinguishing them, not to confuse sound with letter, is using the phonetic alphabet, the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA for short. And when we use these letters, many of which are used in the IPA, to make sure that we show that we're referring to them as sounds, not letters, so a B, not a B, we put these forward slashes either side of them. So here I've got B, th, d, g. Voiced consonants. And to the right, p, th, t, k. Voiceless consonants. That's just one way of classifying them. Each of these, each of the four in each group, are formed in a different place in the mouth, and each of those has a name. But it's all about the physicality, the dynamism of where sounds are formed in your mouth. And if you get to know that, if you get the physicality, the muscularity of language, then that will add muscularity and dynamism to your writing. So much for this series of video. There's much more in my book, Master the Art and Craft of Writing, which I'm building up to via a series of competitions and lessons online. It's free. You can enter prizes if you submit entries. You'll find out more at leonconrad.substack.com. See you there.